Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel, Save Trees, once again. This is my second video that I'm going to upload on my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to reveal one of the most important topics and one of the most discussed topics in many countries, many developed countries I would rather say, which is going paperless or reducing the use of papers. Now, you may be wondering why in the world that I'm going to talk about saving papers in a YouTube channel that should broadcast about conserving nature. This has a very, very important background. This has a very important scientific background. First of all, how many papers do you use per day? How many papers do you use in a week? How many papers do you use in 1 month? How many papers do you use in 1 year? How many papers have you used in your entire lifetime up to now? It's a lot, isn't it? So, the reason that I'm going to talk about going paperless in today's video is because to make papers, you cut down trees. Okay? To make papers, you cut down trees. And when that forest cover decreases, that is going to be disastrous. I'm going to reveal you a traditional classroom, a very old school, or we would rather say a very famous concept of classrooms that still exists up to date in many countries. As you see here, in a traditional classroom, it is not that interactive. It may be interactive for some kids, I totally agree. But some find it extremely stressful. So, because what's the reason for this stress? The reason for this stress is that when you use books, it's very difficult to get yourself organized, to keep your notes organized, to keep the printed tutorials organized in files by binding them, and then finding your pen, finding your eraser, finding your pencil, finding color pencils, whatever. It just takes time. It is not that student friendly. But today, I'm not going to talk about how this will be benefited to students, but how this won't benefit trees or the existence of trees. Because when the forest cover decreases, the amount of carbon dioxide in the air increases, and so many other problems. There's oxygen to breathe, because when the level of oxygen that we have goes below 90, it will be difficult for us to live. That means, it may be somewhere around 20. Let's just Google and see what's the percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere. Percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere. So you would get to know that it's 21%. So if this 21% goes below 90, it does not have to go to 0 or 1, 2, 3 or 5. If it just goes below 19, it's very difficult for us to live. So this will be our situation if we don't conserve trees. So, do you still want to stick to a traditional classroom where you finally end up using tons of papers, which is not nature friendly at all? Rather than a traditional classroom, you can switch to a more modern classroom, which I would rather call a paperless classroom, which is where the student uses electronic devices. Here in this scenario, the student uses tablets, of their choice, but you can also use laptops, anything of your choice. Just it saves papers. It saves trees. When it saves trees, it saves every living being as a whole. But the problem is that these are not that famous in some countries, many countries. But it is an awesome way of learning. I mean, who would not like to use the technology? It is the best way for us to conserve trees rather than a traditional classroom. You can see the contrasting difference out here when I share the images in two tabs. Okay. So, anyways, that was one. So, there are many tools for a paper classroom. So, when you take notes, you use a typical pen, a pencil, eraser, stuff like that. But when you use an electronic device to take your notes, you can use many softwares like Microsoft Word. And I don't want to be biased to any company. So this is a product created by Microsoft, the Microsoft Corporation. So you can use MS Word, or you can use Google Docs out here, which is a software created by Google, where you can take notes and so many other features. And the next one is Pages, which is created by Apple. So you see, 3 companies have produced many resources for you to go paperless, but you are reluctant to be paperless. This is the true reality. Change the way you think to survive. So the next feature that we can adhere to is a shopping list. Typically, most people go to shopping once a week or once a month. But when they go for shopping, they take a piece of paper and they write down the things they need to buy. Cheese, Nutella, nuts, bread, rice, dal, fish, chicken, poultry, beef, so many. And in some cases, it would take you about 2 pages. It doesn't sound much. But then add up all the shopping lists in the world per week. Like all the people who go to shopping with a shopping list written on paper. How many papers would that add up to? A lot. I agree. So you can use many replacements for this. You can use the Google Shopping List, or you have Listonic. I have personally used this Listonic app, and it is very clear rather than using a sheet of paper. But this Google Shopping List is also good. It is not as a shopping list because there is no such app called Google Shopping List, but there is something called Google Tasks or Microsoft To-Do List. So then you can create your own list of things that you need to do. Here they have created a shopping list. Or you can use Listonic, which you can create your own shopping list. So there are many other softwares that you can use to replace your traditional shopping list. Anyways, that was one. Now I would like to reveal to you how many trees are cut down for the production of papers. Every year, annually, out of all the trees that are being cut for many reasons, 60% of that cut trees are used to produce papers. And the other 40 is used to produce some other things, like furniture, so many other things. Here in this image, it's very touching, for me at least. 51,000 trees are cut down daily for North America's paper tower habit. 51,000 trees daily. Wow, that just blew up my mind when I first saw this. And I feel that it did the same to yours as well. Now we will go through how the production of papers are made. In this image here you see one tree. How this turns into a paper is you cut this tree and some logs, and then you chop this into pieces of small pieces of wood, and then you heat this. You make a liquid pulp out of this, and then you heat this. Then you leave this to cool. Then this produces a solid layer. This solid can be cut into things or whatever to produce papers. One tree can produce around 200 papers. It depends on the type of the tree. If the tree has a very thick trunk, it can produce around 10,000 papers. But the problem is there are not much trees like that left. So it would cost you about 8 trees to 7 trees to produce around 2,000 papers, which is a very little amount depending on the daily usage of papers. And the next major problem caused by the production of papers is black liquor. When we produce papers, as a byproduct, black liquor is produced. And this black liquor is very harmful to the environment. It is not nature friendly at all. I would like to show you some images of black liquor out here again. Here, this is black liquor, and this is not that good to the environment. This is really dangerous. This is a product that is formed when you produce papers. So this is not good at all. Okay, thank you for watching this video till the very end. I thank you so much for watching this, for helping my message to be famous. Share this video, like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon for more updates on my future videos, and share this message on a global scale. Thank you and have a nice day. Save trees. Stay home, stay safe.